Hello. Hmm. This is my new space. I think I like that better. Yeah. Out in the shed right now, and I can just talk. It's kind of nice. I've got this background. I've got a little heater next to me for if it's cold. It's not right now. And got my computer on a old box that the TV came in, so it works. I am currently almost 13 hours into my fast because I am observing the holy month of Ramadan. So I'm 13 hours into my dry fast where I have not drank any water or eaten any food or partaken in any substances like smoking nicotine or weed or, haven't drank any coffee. Haven't drank any coffee for like 10 days now. It's kind of crazy. I just went cold turkey. And I don't know, kind of nice. It'll be nice to drink coffee again once Ramadan is over and I can wake up after sunrise and chill with a cup of coffee. So, yeah, currently I'm waking up at just after 5:30 in the morning so that I can make a meal before the sun rises. I usually opt for big bowl of oatmeal. Put a scoop of protein powder in there, sprinkle it with cacao nibs, slice a banana and put it on top, and then a bunch of peanut butter. Fills me right up, and usually I'm not hungry until I don't feel any hunger pangs until noon, give or take. But, that subsides and I get over it, and then it comes back again around 4, give or take. And then, that subsides, I get over it, and then I'm usually good until I break my fast, which is when the sun sets. I don't know 100% if it's when the sun sets or dawn, because the sun sets in about 30 minutes. And that's when I've typically been breaking my fast, but then, or not dawn, dusk. But dusk is usually like 30 minutes after that when the sun is actually gone. So I don't know. I'm just a red. I am not Muslim. I am just doing my best to observe Ramadan and see what a couple billion people are up to, or at least, try and see. And it's fun. Really, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's a change of pace. And it's enjoyable because, it's all about making a sacrifice for God, giving up the things that you don't actually need. It teaches you things. I think I'm learning through this. I don't fully know what I'm learning, but I think I'm learning something. And quite possibly by the end of it, I'll maybe have a grasp on what I learned a little bit more. Maybe it'll take a couple months after to fully understand what I learned from the holy month of Ramadan. Because, it's very simple to not eat, not drink anything from sun up to sundown. Very simple, very hard. So there's something to learn there. There is. So that's Ramadan. I'm going for it. It's going good. What else? Life's beautiful. Recently got introduced to the work of Rudolf Steiner, who appears to have been an extremely brilliant man. And my mind is being open to a whole world that I had never been aware of before. And I'm learning so many things that I never ever considered, ever thought of. But it's all out there and it all makes sense to me. It feels like what I've been looking for, even though I don't know what it is necessarily yet. But the more I learn and the more I talk to these people that are involved in anthroposophy, I think it's the more I just like wow. So apparently the town I'm in has a large anthroposophical community who, they're all influenced by Rudolf Steiner's work. They've all really, they're using it in their own lives, and they're all interesting people. Like these seem to be like my type of people. And the thing is, I thought this earlier today. I've thought before, like, I need to find my people, you know? And how do I find my people? It seems so hard. Then I thought earlier today that I've been looking in the wrong area or the wrong age range. Because I don't think my people are my age. I think my people are people that are twice as old as me, give or take. Like, I'm pretty sure my age makes me fall into like the very beginning of the Gen Zers. I do believe. I don't think I'm a millennial. I think I'm Gen Z. And I don't really associate myself with the Gen Z people. They're retards. Not in the way that I'm a retard. They're like retarded. And then there's the millennials who are just dipshits and aren't really doing anything. Maybe some of them are. Yeah, for sure. But as a generation, they haven't done much at all. And then there's Gen X, who is the people that are about 2 times the age of me, give or take. And that is the generation like, I think I connect with. I think those are my people. Gen Xers. If I'm a Gen Zer, then Gen X is my people. Definitely not the boomers, even though there's some cool boomers. But like I said, as a generation, boomers fucking suck. Millennials fucking suck. Gen Zers fucking suck. But Gen X, more or less, pretty solid. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fucking retarded people in every generation. So, Gen X included. There's a lot of people that I would not associate myself with. But it seems that I'm more able to find my type of people in the Gen X generation than I am in any other generation. So I find that kind of interesting that my people are a lot older than me. The ones I enjoy talking to and hanging out with. Like they're not my age at all. Nope. Like none of the people my age do I, there's good people my age. Yes. There are people I do enjoy hanging out with that are my age. Yes. But as a generation, if I didn't know anything about the person, you know, I might choose a Gen Xer over a Gen Zer because I think maybe there's more of a chance that, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's too far. I'm looking at my bottle of water and my dates that are sitting right beside me for when I'm going to break my fast in 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. Yeah, whatever. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So I also thought earlier that the people that believe we're on a spinning ball have got to be the most retarded people. 100%. And like the people that think we're on a spinning ball, that think there's billions, trillions, gazillions of stars out there with like all the galaxies, and then each star, has planets. So there's like gazillions, trillions, Googles of planets everywhere. Like those have got to be the most retarded people. And I would suggest not to take offense to that because I used to be one of those people that believed all that, everything I just said, that we were on a spinning ball, that there was gazillions of stars and each one had their own planets, so there's just infinite planets and life out there. I believed that wholeheartedly. And I was more retarded then than I am now. I'm still a retard, but I was very retarded back then. So, you have to work through the questions. You think we're on a spinning ball. Where do you get your information from? Who has told you that we're on a spinning ball? Huh? Like, hmm? Where do you get your information from? Think about it. If you think we're on a spinning ball, where is that coming from? Is it coming from your sight or any of your senses? No, it's not. Because what you feel is a stationary object beneath your feet, and what you see is always level. You cannot see a curve. So, if you think we're on a spinning ball, it's that thought, that idea is not coming from your own senses. So, where is it coming from? Ask yourself, where is that idea coming from? Who's putting that image in your mind? Did somebody say NASA? Because, okay, here's the thing. NASA is all about mind control. That's their entire game is fucking mind control. Their entire game. And we give $1 billion to NASA every single year so that they can continue controlling our minds. In 1969, I believe it was, we're told we went to the moon in a meth head tree fort. But then we lost that technology and we can't make it again. We can't do it again because we lost the technology and don't have enough funding and we're not smart enough, 1969 we could do it in a meth head's tree fort, like a giant tin can, and we could do it then because we had grit. We got to the moon on fucking grit. So yeah, we got to the moon on grit in a meth head's tree fort. And Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, I think those are the names, and whoever the fuck the third guy was, nobody knows his name. They played golf on the moon. Yeah. They fucking swung a golf club and hit the ball around on the fucking moon because they had grit. And then they were like, "Hey, let's take this four-wheeler for a ride." We had it stashed away in the tin can, so let's bust this bitch out and go cruising around on the moon with grit. So yeah, they cruised around on the moon, had some fun. They were just chilling. And then when they were ready to go home, they called the president. They called the president. He picks up on a landline from the moon to the White House. President Nixon picks up on a landline. It's like, "Hello? Is this the moon? We fucking made it. You guys got fucking grit. Yeah. We got fucking grit." And then he's talking to him and like a landline from the moon, from the moon to the White House. They're talking to each other on a landline. Supposedly. Allegedly. Because none of this happened. They didn't land on the moon. They didn't fucking play golf on it. They didn't drive around a four-wheeler and call the president afterwards and be like, "Yeah, we made it on grit. We fucking did it, baby. All that grit paid off." We didn't go to the moon and then lose all the fucking technology. And then now we're being told that we're going to go to Mars in 5 years. Like, what? You have to be so fucking retarded to believe that. And, you know, that's the thing. Once you can accept that the moon landing was a complete hoax and that NASA is entirely like their main focus entirely is to control your mind. That is their only goal. Space is not out there. Outer space, that's not what they were trying to get to. They were trying to get in your mind, the inner space. Control it by telling you about outer space and saying we went there. It was all to control your mind. And they're still fucking doing it. Because once you can accept that we didn't go to the moon, it opens up so many doors for you. So many doors of perception. It allows you to see through the conditioning that you've been through, the spells that have been put on you, and you can break them. You can. It becomes so much easier to break the spells once you accept that we didn't go to the moon. That's one of like the biggest things that has happened in the last, what was it, a little over 50 years ago. That has been the biggest thing to warp our minds and control them. And before that was the Holocaust. And, 6 billion Jews died. A tragedy. 6 million? No. There's 6 billion Jews that died in the Holocaust. Every single one of them, a precious little boy that has never done any wrong in their entire lives. Precious Jews, every single one. 6 billion Jews died in the Holocaust. And now we're the ones paying for it. We're the bad guys. So, few 100,000, more than likely 300 to 500,000 maybe. Probably less. That's me being generous. 200,000, 2 to 300,000 is probably accurate. 6 million? 6 billion? I mean, I wish. But there wasn't that many alive. And there wasn't 6 million Jews in Europe either. So how did 6 million die? I don't know. Well, they didn't. A few 100,000 probably. So Owen explained it like this, the 2 pillars that are keeping your mind trapped in this sphere of just control and mind warping and whatnot. The 2 pillars that keep you in their cage. The Holocaust, the worst thing that has ever happened in history that nothing will ever compare to. The Holocaust, where 6 million perfect, beautiful Jewish souls died. And their shoes got piled up. They all got turned to ashes. The worst thing that has ever happened in the history of humanity. That's one pillar. The other pillar is the moon landing. We went to the fucking moon on grit. We can't do it now, but in 1969 in a meth head tree fort, we got to the fucking moon, baby. Yeah, that white thing you see out there at night We play golf on that bitch. We play fucking golf on the moon because we are grit. Thinking that the moon is a rock float in space that you can fly a meth head's tree fort towards and land on it and play golf on it. Thinking that it's out there, that we can get to it and that we can travel through space to the moon and beyond. That's one pillar. And then the Holocaust. Break both of those spells, and what do you have? What are you left with? You're left with a history that is completely false. The history that you've been given is completely false. There's no truth to it. Other than, you can just look at it from a different perspective and see the truth about how, like, going to the moon in outer space was not about actually landing on the fucking moon. It was about putting that idea in your mind. It's all about mind control. We did land on the moon in your brain, not out there as if it were a rock floating in space, but in everybody's mind we landed on the moon. Everybody thinks that. So then it worked. If everybody thinks we landed on the moon, then how is that any different than actually landing on the moon? When it comes to control, there isn't any difference whatsoever. And then, with the Holocaust, saying it's the worst possible thing that has ever happened in the history of humanity and nothing like that will ever happen again, or like that's or nothing like that can ever happen again, and we have to protect the Jews, and anti-Semitism this, anti-Semitism that. Like, Jews are great. They're fine. They're good people. They can be, just like everybody else. I had nothing against Jewish people. But then there's a lot of people in the higher ups that are controlling the world, the banking system, and a whole lot of areas that are fucking despicable. Terrible people. Terrible fucking people. A lot of them are also pedophiles. I'm not talking about Jews in general. I'm talking about these people on the higher ups that are controlling and are despicable people. A lot of them are also pedophiles. And a lot of them are also Jews. So all of that to say, fuck those guys. I wouldn't mind. Oh no, I shouldn't say it. But I want to buy a katana. Like a nice traditional Japanese sword, I do believe. And if the time ever arises that heads need to be chopped off, whether it's a chicken head or, an animal for slaughter, that's all I'm saying. I wouldn't mind breaking out my katana and just as if I was swinging a golf club and hitting a golf ball on the surface of the moon. I would take out my katana and just swing away. Let the heads roll. I don't know. All I'm saying is if you're a pedophile, you should get your head chopped off. More or less. There's also the argument that I've thought of that it's, take off their arms, take off their legs, chop their dick off, and then, cut out their tongue. But too much effort, too much work. Why let them live? Why force the person that they traumatized and abused to know that they're still alive? Maybe, I mean, maybe it would be good for them to know they're still alive, but, disabled and just a stump. Maybe, but it just seems easier to chop their heads off. It really does. It just seems like it would be good for society. And COVID might have been a big, the escalation of COVID and the hype on it and how big of a deal it got made out to be. It might have been mainly to divert attention and stop people from going against all pedophiles at the top of all the corrupt states and government that were very close to being outed, that were very close to being revealed. We were very close to literally outing all pedophiles at the top of the government. And then COVID happened, and all that went away, and we lost our chance. And now it's like nobody cares. Nobody cares that the world is run by psychotic pedophiles. Nobody cares, apparently. And to a certain degree, I don't care either, because I'm just going to live my life. I'm not going to focus on them. I'm not going to stare into the abyss. I'm going to focus on what is good, true, and beautiful and create something great. Something great. Hopefully, but definitely something good for myself in this life. Three minutes. And I get these babies. Dates. And I got to drink. Bitch. Then I get to drink water for the first time in over 13 hours. Yeah. Over 13 hours, like 13 and a half hours, pretty much, give or take. But it's fun. I like it. I do. I think I'm gonna enjoy streaming out here from now on, maybe, more or less. Like, do you notice how this kind of looks like a swastika? I did not necessarily mean for that to be the case when I was creating it, but then halfway through, I realized that by the end of it, it would look like a swastika. Oh, I love it. I mean, not actually, but like it has that pattern going on where like it's like, left, down, right, up. It's not like the right pattern for it to be the actual swastika, but it has the same movement as the swastika does. And, there's absolutely nothing wrong with swastikas. That's just another thing that we've been manipulated to believe based on Nazi Germany and their use of the swastika. We're supposed to believe that we can never, ever use a swastika ever again. Oh, right. What am I doing? Damn. That was a good date. That tastes really good, but I'm supposed to drink water first. Woo! Praise Allah. That's good water. Thank God. Hare Krishna. Good shit. Great shit. Breaking a 13.5-hour fast. What could be better than that? Honestly, though, like the feeling of going all day, not eating, not drinking, and then, getting to, it's a great feeling. You're so grateful for just a date and some water. Like, it's like the best fucking thing in the entire world every time. Like, I've done it every day for like over 10 days now, and like every time it's just the best fucking thing. And it just makes me so happy. It's so good. So good. Tastes like caramel. So yeah, I mean, after this, I'm gonna go inside and make supper. I think I have leftovers to eat today. It'll be good. It's a big bowl of rice and wild rice. Supposedly like the best rice you can eat. It tastes pretty good. But a big bowl of wild rice mixed with hamburger and farm-raised eggs. Or like, not farm-raised, because you can buy eggs from the store that say farm-raised. I'm saying like legitimate eggs from somebody's chicken coop that are like they're different colors. Like, that's so cool. I've never had eggs that are different colors before. Absolutely love it. And then I'm going to cut up an avocado to have with it. Fuck. I don't have any kimchi. I might have to run to the store real quick to buy some kimchi to go in my meal. I think I'm all out. Fuck. Okay. That's it. I gotta go. The store closes in 20 minutes. So Don't be a bitch. Um, be strong.